All right, perfect. So let me know once my screen is visible to you all. Okay, so we mainly discussed about career options in law in yesterday's session, and we are just going to quickly go through the skills you need in order to create your career in those particular fields. Okay, so if you are someone who is planning to create your career in law firms, you should be focusing on, again, I mentioned about three litigation aspects. One is your civil, criminal, and corporate. Right now, let's just focus on civil and criminal. If you are someone who is planning to create your career in litigation, then develop skills with regard to family law, learn drafting of family law matters like divorce petition and all. Then you need to work on your civil petition drafting, legal notice drafting, and all those things. If you are planning in civil, then you should also be aware of real estate agreements drafting. So those are the skills. If you are someone from criminal, litigation, civil, criminal, both comes in handy, so learn about both civil including criminal as well. You never know when a client can approach you for a criminal dealing. Okay, so you should be aware of how to file bail applications as well, writ petition. All these things will be covered under this. So majorly, for creating a career in litigation, or if you're planning to work in a law firm, work on these skills. That is majorly drafting of real estate agreements, RERA, like how to do title search of the property, drafting of a sale deed, then how to do legal research on different platforms like Manupatra, SEC Online, Indian Kanun, and all those things. So majorly you need two skills. One is your drafting, and second is legal research. These are the two core skills you need in order to create your career in litigation, or if you are planning to work in a law firm. Clear? Once I'll be asking you clear, so just give me a thumbs up, okay? Immediately. Just send thumbs up. Great. Next, if you are someone who wants to create their career in in-house counsel, or let's say corporate litigation, then the core skills you should work upon is contract drafting for sure. Work on it. Contract drafting, always, any career in corporate, work on your contract drafting skills. Then you should also be aware of intellectual property rights. I'm not saying filing of IPR, but at least be aware of IPR, alternative dispute resolution as well, ADR methods. Contract drafting, the reason I'm saying, and the reason that IPR, ADR, all these things will also come in hand, is that you need to draft agreements related to ADR as well. You might be required to draft an arbitrational agreement, right? So all these things you should be at least aware of these topics. What is ADR, what is IPR, what are intellectual property rights and all, so that you can draft clauses related to these things. Another thing you can learn about is company law, having at least basic knowledge about company registration, what are the different type of companies and all. You should be aware of the same. Mergers and acquisitions. So if you are someone who is planning to create your career as in-house counsel, the core skill will be contract drafting, with a mixture of having knowledge about different fields as well. You can do it one by one, but the core skill should be your contract drafting. Clear? Okay. Now, in in-house counsel, if you are, there are chances that you might get an opportunity in IT sector. Like IT companies are also hiring in-house counsels, correct? So you should also be aware of IT agreements, IT terminologies such as SaaS agreement, escrow agreements. What are those things? So you should be aware of these things as well. Whoever has unmuted themselves, please mute. Kushi. Okay. Now, consulting firms. So we discussed that consulting firms' roles are to give consultation. So over here, you should just not be only aware of the topic, but also should know how to file it. Because unless and until you're not aware of the overall procedure of filing, you will not be able to guide it, right? So let's say if you consulting firms, you can work on taxation law, GST filing, intellectual property rights, plus filing of IPR, that is trademark, patent, and registration, how to do registration of the same, company law, how to register a company. All these things you should be aware of if you want to create your career in consulting firm. And also taxation law. Clear? Okay. Next we have is compliance officer. So for this role, your core subject will be labor law, environment law, and POSH. So these are your main core sectors where you should work upon. Uh, that is labor law. So when I'm saying labor law, it covers your Industries Dispute Act as well, and your Wages Act, and all the acts covered under labor law altogether. Okay. Next is contract management. So this is the only domain which focuses majorly in contracts. So what skills will come in handy over here is you should be aware of again contract drafting, aware of it. Next is IT agreement drafting, because in contract management you are also going to mainly work on IT agreements, that is software contracts. Okay, IT agreements. Plus, you should also be having little bit knowledge about AI, because that's a trending topic. And if you're someone who is from science background, then you should be aware of little bit codes like HTML and all. If you are someone who has basic experience on the same, mention that on your CV, because it will be useful when you are applying for the role in contract management sector. Okay. And another skill that you can work on is guys, please mute yourself. I have to ask again and again. Another skill you can work over here is your contract lifecycle management. So this is one skill that is you will actually get to know once you have joined the company. But there are courses. Even LeDroit is providing one course on contract management. That is a completely practical course, uh, which will come into use if you want to apply for opportunities over here. Okay, in contract management sector. Next is alternative dispute resolution. In this field as well, you should be aware of drafting, you should be aware of contract drafting, and also you should be aware of how matters are resolved in court as well. So little bit court knowledge is also required. Next is your of course, since the topic is ADR, you should be aware of ADR, what it is, and how to draft arbitration agreements and all. Are we clear with the skills? Please give me a thumbs up if you all are clear with the skills. Okay, great. So now we'll start with today's session. Um, I've just changed my screen. Perfect. I hope the other screen is visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the main focus area is now I have gathered the skills. I'm working on my skills, but I need experience as well. I'll start with internship point of view. Be it internship or be it job, you are going to apply in the same manner. Okay, from internship level you start practicing on your CV, you start practicing on your interview questions, you start practicing on how to apply for these roles. That's why don't waste your time in law school. If you are getting time during law school, try to do internship. At least try to do 3 internships during your law school period. That will help you a lot in gaining practical knowledge of the how legal world works. Okay, and if you are someone who is directly applying for a job opportunity, then you need to focus on getting skills, because you don't have experience, internship experience, that you can showcase on your CV. Okay, that's why you need to gather more skills. So what you can do, you can mention about courses and workshops you have attended. If you are someone who have never done an internship, or if you are someone who is currently in litigation and want to switch to corporate, then you can mention your litigation experience in your CV. Okay, now let's start from the very, very basic. As a fresher, as a complete fresher who is not aware of how to apply for job or anything. So, 3 things you will be needing on how to apply for jobs. First is skills. We have covered that. Second is you have to prepare a CV. CV is your resume, a document that is going to describe about you, like what are your achievements, what you have done so far in your career, what are your career goals, what are your objectives, and all these things. Okay, the second thing you'll be needing is a cover letter. Now, what is cover letter? Cover letter is a brief description about you. It, let's say, will be coming into detail, but for now just understand that it's a brief description about you that you are sending in a form of a letter. Okay, and Another thing that you need to do while applying for internships and job is that you need to create account on these portals, job portals and internship portals. You need to create your account, and majorly you can create your account on two portals, that is LinkedIn, and second is your naukri.com. These are the two major applications where you should create your account, LinkedIn and Naukri. I'll not suggest other ones. Indeed, you can also create an account, but the focus will be your LinkedIn and Naukri. Okay, now let's start one by one how things work. The actual process of a job or internship is, but in internship your interview may or may not happen, but I'll explain you considering job. Okay, in internship there are chances that few of the steps might be eliminated, might not be conducted, because recruiters are not that serious, because they know they are hiring an intern, not a permanent employee. That's why they remove certain steps while from hiring procedure. So the very first step and how things work is you send a mail. I'm starting with very basic. Okay, when you are not applying through any application, you send a mail for any job application by sending your CV. Now, when you are sending your CV, you are also going to attach a cover letter. We'll be discussing cover letter as well. The recruiter is going to go through your this thing CV. If they like it, they are going to shortlist you. They are going to give you a call. Now, that call, even if they are giving you a call for the first time, like asking whether you are currently available to join immediately or whether you are currently looking out for any opportunity or not, that is also your first round of interview, because you are creating an impression over there. The person on the other side is an HR. That person is not from legal domain, but that person is the one who is going to uh, forward your CV to the upper management, considering that whether you are a good candidate or not. So you can receive this call very randomly. Make sure that you're creating a first good impression. That's why you should always be ready. You should always be prepared with your answers and how to present yourself. Okay, so if that person who is on the other side likes your way of talking, likes your communication skills, like the basic, they are able to know that you know things, so they are going to ask you like basic questions. What are you doing currently? If you are a fresher, they are going to ask like by when you'll be graduating, or if you are like what are your plan for the future, are you looking out for any opportunity or not. So basic questions they are going to ask you, and they are also going to ask you to give a brief introduction about yourself. Then they are going to forward your CV and schedule an interview. Now the interview process is such that nowadays there are multiple rounds of interview. Like even I have given interview for a company for nearly 7 interview rounds. So you can understand that 7 interview rounds are a big deal. You have to deal with different people. But nowadays there's another round that is kind of difficult for many, that is a technological round. Over here the person sitting on the other side is not actually a person but AI. So AI is majorly taking your interview. So there can be two scenarios. One, where you will be asked to record yourself, like a link will be shared with you. You will be asked to record yourself and give a brief introduction about you. Okay, so this can be the one scenario where you might receive a link where you have to switch the camera on. Even if it's AI, make sure that you're looking presentable, make sure that you are in proper formals, and don't consider that it's a computer, it's not going to judge you. Even a computer is going to judge you. So present yourself, and you have to tell about yourself. Now when you are giving interview to AI, make sure that you're not using a lot words like I am. Don't use these words a lot. Don't use the word I a lot. Okay, next is there can be another type of test, that is your logical reasoning test. Or there can be a lot of questions related to maths, like the basic math, but there will be questions related to it to check your logical reasoning. So that can be also one type of test. Another can be your vocabulary or basic English test. So big companies like Infosys, Wipro and all, they conduct these type of basic tests where they want to see whether you can pronounce things better or not, whether you can have a communication with their foreign clients or not. So you have to give these type of tests as well. So what will be like the scenario that you will be getting a paragraph to read. You'll be also asked to fill in the blanks like the basic English language test we used to give. You'll also be asked to summarize a particular paragraph. So all these things, and these will be timed tests. Like the links will be there for a period of 30 minutes only, and you have to give these tests. And you cannot do any cheating because you are constantly being tracked. Your camera should be on, so you are constantly being tracked whether you are uh, whether there's someone in the room apart from you or not. So you will be given proper instructions to make sure that the room is vacant, you are the only one in the room, your camera is on and everything. Okay, all right. Are you guys understanding so far? Am I going too fast for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So these are your basic tests, the initial test. So till here you are not having much human interaction because the AI is conducting your test. Okay. Now the difficulty over here is that the computer is judging you, not a person. So you have to come up with the tips and tricks that you are very smart with your answers, that the computer can pass you through. Okay. So many people, like there can also be a test with regard to your accent. So if, like majorly companies need people who can communicate directly with their foreign clients, so they'll also be like announcing certain words in a different accent, in a foreigner's accent, UK or US, and they'll be asking you to repeat the same, like what is your level of understanding, what you heard from it. So they'll be playing a recording and they'll be asking um, yeah, they'll be playing a recording and they'll be asking you to repeat the same, like what's your level of understanding. So you can do these practices. There are several podcasts as well on Spotify or on YouTube. Try to listen to these accents because majorly nowadays accent test is being conducted for Indian audience, for the Indian crowd, whether you are able to understand things or not. And they can also, when you're replying to these questions, now you also have to work on your accent. You also have to use words a little bit differently. Like we all know that our Indian English is kind of different and the UK English is different. So you need to work upon little bit things like this. Next, your next stage will be like once you have been shortlisted, then the next stage will be your technical round. In this round, you will be asked questions related to your field and your experiences. So the questions can be like so the first question in every interview will be like tell me about yourself. So over here you have to be prepared with the answer and practice this answer. You have to recite it. So what you need to do, what practice you can do is draft, like after today's session, draft about yourself in a paper, on a paper, draft about yourself, like what do you do, what are your experiences, starting from the basic level. For example, my name is Sanket. um Hi, my name is Sanket. I'm a 27-year-old. If you want to mention your age as well, I hail from a small town area, Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. Or you can mention about I have done graduation. Or let's come from a very basic thing. For example, you can mention your college as well. You can mention about your education. I'll start with, hi, my name is Riya Chhabra. I'm from Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. Currently I'm in my final year of law college. I'm doing my law from XYZ Law College, and then you can mention your details. During my law school, I have done several internships with particular firms. I'll be mentioning the name of the firms as well. During my internship, I got a chance to work on different legal research tools. Even I have helped my seniors with the court filings and all, and I believe this opportunity will be right fit for me. Apart from college, I've also spent my time doing extracurricular activities, like I'm a good chess player. So this way you can mention your skills. And also you can mention like you can mention about your soft skills, or you can mention about your skills with regard to word file, how to work on word, how to prepare a ppt, how to work on excel. So excel basic, word you should, basic Microsoft, you should be aware of it. We all are using laptops, computers, right? We should be aware of at least basic Microsoft. So be aware of the same. Now, yeah, I'm not changing the ppt, it's the same screen, I'm not changing it right now. All right. So that's your basic introduction. Next, they can also ask about your, like, it totally depends on which type of job opportunity you have applied for. Whether it's for, if you have applied in a law firm, your questions will be related to your family law or real estate matters and all those things. Okay. If you are applying in corporate sector, your questions will majorly be coming across contract. If you are a fresher, you'll be expected to know the basics of contracts, like what are the essentials of contract, what is a contract, what are the steps in a contract, all these things. If you are someone who has experience in contract management, or even if you are someone who want to create your career in contract management, you'll be asked to give a basic understanding about what do you understand by contract management. Okay. Now make sure that whatever you are mentioning in your cv, you have actually achieved it, you have actually done it. So achieving it doesn't mean that you have won the competition, it can simply mean that you have participated in the same. Like this workshop, you are participating in it, correct? So that shows that you are enthusiastic, you are curious to know new things. So um, apart from reading books, your college books, you are also doing other activities. So that means you are eager, you are hardworking, right? So you can mention about participation as well. Now, you once you have given the technical round, there can be chances that there are two technical rounds. One will be conducted by a junior level employee, and the third will be conducted by a manager level employee as well. Then, once both the technical rounds are completed, the final stage will be your HR round. So over here, the HR is not going to judge you based on your technical skills, like what you have learned in your law college, but they are going to judge you based on your family background. Like some companies even question you deeply, like to know from which background you are coming, how many members are there in your family, what do they do, whether they are currently studying, whether they are from the same background or not. So I got this type of interview in Bajaj. They were much more focused on knowing the family background instead of knowing about the technical thing. Okay. And so they'll be ask the HR round is majorly where they are going to know you as a person, like what type of personality you have, whether you have good skills or not, whether you'll be able to work with colleagues or not. So the questions they can ask you is like, are you comfortable in working with a team, or whether you are more comfortable working alone? Do you think you'll, if there is any dispute between you and your team member, how you're going to handle it? They'll be asking you questions like this, like they'll be giving you scenarios and they'll be asking you these type of questions. Then if you are someone with experience, even a little bit experience, so they can ask you like, during your previous job, have you faced any scenario where it was difficult to work with team members? So, and how you manage the same? Or they can ask, like, will you be comfortable working overtime? What if we are going to ask you to work overtime and all those things? Okay, so the HR is majorly going to ask you questions to go deeper into your personality. So you just not only have to prepare on your skills on technical matter, but you also have to work on your soft skills, like how you're going to answer to these questions. So for this, you can read certain articles on how to answer HR round, how to give answer during an HR round. You can read sample answers of the people. There are several YouTube videos as well on HR round. You can go and listen to the same, like how other people are answering to these questions, and then you can prepare your own question. Another important thing is that never recite an answer. Like if you like someone else answer, never recite it. You can take help from it, you can use the words from there, but you cannot recite it as it is. Reason being, when you're actually in an interview, you'll be nervous. Correct, you'll be nervous and you'll forget things. You'll not even know how to answer things, especially when you are appearing for the first time. So what you can do is you can create an answer in your own words. I'll be sharing few questions in the group itself. You can work on those questions, you can prepare basic answers for the same for yourself, and you can use those answers as well during your interview. Clear? Are we clear so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So once the HR round is done, the final will be like whether you are shortlisted or not, you will be communicated over mail. Now, many people, what they do is when once they see an opportunity, they directly call the employer. Never do that. Never call someone that I saw an opportunity on your portal. You guys are currently hiring. I want to apply for that position. Never apply in that manner. The professional way of applying for any opportunity is by sending a mail or by applying through company website and all only. Never give a direct call or message unless and until they have mentioned their WhatsApp number and asked you to contact them. Because if you are directly contacting an employer and saying that, they are never going to look at your CV. They'll directly reject you because you disturbed them. Okay, so never do that. Next is, when you are applying, you are always going to apply through mail. So you need to work on your mail as well. Okay. Um Now, first, let's understand that how you're going to send a mail. This is a sample cover letter, and we also have an article on cover letter, which I'll be sharing in the group. You can go through that. So, what's a cover letter? Again, a cover letter is a brief, descriptive letter about you and what are your achievements. The major goal of sending a cover letter is to convince the reader to look at your CV. Okay, so this is your first impression. You are directly sending a cover letter, a letter to the recruiter, convincing them to look at your CV. There are people, we oftenly receive applications, so we know how people are applying. So many people are not aware what's the professional formal method of applying for any opportunity. They directly send a CV and they think that I have applied for the opportunity. That's done. If you are going to do so, you are never going to receive a response. That simply by sending a CV, you are never going to receive a response in that manner because you did not take any efforts to formally introduce yourself to the recruiter. Even a normal person, like even if someone I want to create an impression upon, if I'm going there and directly talking to them about, hi, I saw an opportunity on your portal. If I'm directly approaching them instead of saying that, hi, how are you, I saw this, like I've heard a lot about your company, instead of praising them, if I'm directly going and talking them out for an opportunity, do you think they'll be interested in me? No, they won't be interested. They'll treat me like any other person. So first thing is you have to create an impression, and how you can do so, you can do it by formally introducing yourself. That's the role of cover letter. How a cover letter looks like, a cover letter looks like this is a sample cover letter. So you are sending a mail to the company. Let's say you saw an opportunity on LinkedIn and now you're reaching out to the employer through mail. This should be your subject line: application for the position of contract analyst. Reason being, so that the reader can easily get to know why you are sending them a mail. Okay. Next, you are going to address to the person, to the reader. So over here, we are not aware that whether the reader, like what's the name of the reader. So we can use the words like hiring manager, or we can also use words like respected sir, ma'am. Okay, because we are not aware who is there on the other side. Then you have to draft a cover letter like this. So take certain notes, like your cover letter should be very brief. It should not be too long, it should not be very lengthy that the other person gets bored of reading it. You should not be buttering it as well. So it's not like you have to talk a lot about the company, that you are very much impressed with their work, you are very much
1991
Oh,
not.
Ganesh,
Go
please mute
back.
yourself. Okay. So make sure that you're not making it very lengthy. Keep it very brief and to the point. So you can take a minute and go through this particular cover letter. Then I'll go ahead. Once you have completed it, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay, so the reason you have to mention about your courses as well, so that you can make the person know that you have specialized in certain skills. Like these are the skills which you have not learned in your law college, but you took extra efforts to learn these skills. That's why it is beneficial that you can mention few courses as well in your cover letter. Okay. Now, if you are someone who has experience, you can give a brief knowledge about what areas you have worked upon, like in your previous company what were the tasks you were handling. Like let's say you can mention that my last organization was Infosys. Over there, I got a chance to work on bankruptcy agreements. I've also got a chance to work on the tool. So you can mention in this manner what are the documents you have drafted. I have majorly worked on software agreements and escrow agreements, SaaS agreements, and I bring in good knowledge about the same. So you can mention these details as well. So this is another sample cover letter. Don't worry, I'll be sharing this with you. You can take a look on it again. So this is a cover letter when you're applying for an internship. Just take a minute so you can have a better idea about this as well. Done, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, someone asked this question whether you should be sending your cover letter in a word file or in a mail. So this is your mail body. You are not attaching cover letter, you are drafting a mail, and your cover letter should be in mail only. This is the mail body. Okay, you have to draft it in a mail and then you have to attach your CV. Now, how we are going to work on our CV, how it should look like, just give me a minute, I'll be sharing another screen. Okay. So, the first rule for applying for any opportunity is that you are going to um, edit your CV accordingly. Don't randomly apply anywhere and everywhere. Don't do that. Never apply keeping everyone in CC or BCC, because employers get to know. We get to know like how you have sent, whether you have sent a bulk mail to all the recruiters, or whether you are specially, whether you have taken special efforts in applying for this position. people notice that. Okay, so never ever do that. We have seen, like, we have received emails where one person literally kept all the organization in CC and sent an application for internship. Those are the people who literally end up working with 60 organizations and mention the same in their CV. Don't do that. When you're applying for any position, show the employer that you especially took out time, you are actually interested in this opportunity, and that's why you're applying for the same. So the core skill and the need of everyone is to feel important, correct? And over here, we are the one who are in need of an opportunity, so we have to create an impression by showing the recruiter that this opportunity is very much important for me. So that's the main rule. Okay, try to show the other person that this opportunity means a lot to you. You have taken out special efforts, you have worked on your skills, and that's why you're applying for this position. Now let's say that you came across this particular job opportunity on naukri.com. Okay, and so we'll be focusing on what are the skills they are demanding for this particular role. You can see that they have demanded roles. In the roles and responsibilities, the role will be drafting and vetting of commercial agreements, drafting of legal notices, replies, letter to authorities, drafting and review of mandates, proposals, disclaimers, policies, etc., contract management, compilation of documents, sound understanding and knowledge of commercial and corporate law, labor law, contract law, IPR, etc., and many other skills. So, majorly, you can focus the skills they are demanding is of contract drafting and legal research. So, as a person, I should be aware of how to send legal notices. I should also be aware of how to draft commercial agreements. So I should be having knowledge about contract as well as basic understanding of civil litigation so that I can reply to legal notices. Correct? So over here, um just saying that if you are currently working on your skills and if you want to develop these skills, LeDroit also offers drafting courses, and few of them are starting from 5th June itself. You can check out or send a message to the group admin, they'll share the details with you. Now, you should be mentioning these details. If you are someone from litigation, you can mention your core practice area, like what type of cases you used to handle when you were practicing. Again, when someone shifts from litigation to corporate, they'll actually be treated like a fresher. Even though they have got experience of 1 year or 6 months, still you'll be treated like a fresher because you don't have knowledge about how company works, how company operates. But if you are someone who is applying for the role of in-house counsel, over there your experience will be counted because they need a person who has experience in litigation. So over there your experience will come to use. But if you are applying for any other corporate opportunity such as contract analyst, over there your experience will be considered of a fresher, not as an experienced person. Majorly companies do this, but there are also companies who treat this exceptionally and can count your litigation experience as well. Okay, but always you can cover your this thing by doing a course on contract drafting. The reason I'm emphasizing on course for contract drafting is because that will always come in handy to you. You have to mention that skill everywhere. Wherever you're applying for internship or job, mention it because you're showing that you have done an additional skill. Okay, next is that all right, let's focus on what are the preferred candidate profile. You can see qualifications required is LLB or a person with 0 to 1 year of experience. That means this role is for a fresher. So when a fresher is applying, nowadays the competition is so tough that a simple college degree will not be, satisfactory. It will not be just. They'll be looking out for more skills. That's why you have to attach one or the other skill. You can talk about webinar, you can talk about the competition you have done in your law school, like moot court competition, client counseling competition, MUNs, and other things which are being conducted in law school. You can also talk about your extracurricular activities, and additionally you have to mention about courses as well, the workshop, webinars, or courses that you have participated in the same and you have gathered additional knowledge. Okay, all right, and you also have to mention about your MS Word skills and all. Okay, now let's take a look into the CV and how it will look like. So this is a CV of a person, legal person only. You can take a look how they have described. So what are the things that you need to include in your CV? Let's check that. The first thing that you should include in your CV is contact details. Your details should be clearly mentioned. When I'm talking about contact details, you can mention your address as well, so that the reader can get to know from where you belong. Currently you are in which city. Okay. Like let's say that the job opportunity is in Bangalore and I am applying from Pune. So if the recruiter is interested in my profile and they have seen that the address is of Pune, the first question they can ask me is like whether you'll be willing to relocate to Bangalore. Okay, that's why you should mention your address as well. Don't mention the complete address, but at least mention the basic address. Then your contact details that should be mentioned, and your email address. It is suggested that you create a professional email ID. If you have an email ID that, many people created their email IDs long back, and some of them also have a funny email ID. So use a professional email ID and create one specially for work only. So create a professional mail ID. Then yeah, mail ID, contact details, that is your mobile number, and then mention your address. Covered. Next is career objective. What is career objective? A career objective will look like this. So this is a brief objective about you. Like what is your objective? What are your goals with regard to your career? Where do you see yourself? Okay. So you have to mention about like why you are applying for the opportunity, what do you desire in your career, how you want to be. So you can mention these are the two examples. Like okay. Highly motivated law graduate with a strong academic background in corporate law, seeking an entry level position at a reputed organization to leverage my knowledge in contract negotiation and compliance to support corporate clients effectively. So, over here, what I did, I mentioned about myself that I am highly motivated. I mentioned a good trait about myself. Okay. Words count, words create an impression about you. So, words like highly motivated, enthusiastic law graduate, you can mention words like this. So with a strong academic background in corporate law, I've also mentioned my specialization over here, seeking an entry level position. Or I can also use the word like seeking an opportunity at a reputed organization to leverage my knowledge in contract negotiation, like in which area I want to develop my skills. Because when you're working with a company, you're going to work in a particular sector. Eventually you are going to develop your skills in that sector, correct? That's why I have also mentioned like in which domain I want to create my career, that is contract negotiation and compliance. That means I also want to work in legal compliance, okay, to support corporate clients effectively. That means I also want to interact with corporate clients. So that's how you are going to mention your career objective. This is second example. Enthusiastic and diligent law graduate with internship experience in corporate legal departments, seeking an entry level position at a reputed organization to apply my skills of legal research, document drafting, and corporate litigation support. So it's a very brief introduction about you. Now, how you can do it? Um, there are few things like structure it in your mind. On top right hand side, there should be your address in a CV. Let me just open one. Let's consider this one, this CV. Okay. Over here on top right hand side, you can see like there are several structures of a CV. So you can prepare one for yourself, but I'll highly suggest to keep your address and your name and your contact details on the right hand side. Over here, place a picture of yourself. Many people don't mention, like don't insert their picture, but I'll suggest to keep a picture so that they can easily get to know what type of personality you have, how do you look like. Okay. Keep a small picture of you, a professional picture. Then mention the second thing will be your uh, objective, which we discussed. What's your career objective? We are going to mention that. And then we are going to start with our qualifications. Then we are going to start with from which college we are in, like how many internships we have done also make sure that you're mentioning your school as well, like from where you have done your schooling, how much percentage you got in your school. Because you are currently a fresher, you don't have that many details to mention, so you can mention about your school as well. Even if you are an experienced person, mention about your school as well. Like, I am from ICC background, so I mentioned that, and my percentage as well, 10th and 12th as well. Because even when you have been shortlisted, you will be asked to share your mark sheet, correct, for background verification. So mention that in your CV as well, like how much percentage you got, from which school or college, which board particularly you have done your schooling, and then you are currently in which college, what was your percentage in your last semester, how much you scored in your last semester. Mention these details. If you are someone who is currently in final year and awaiting for the results, mention the percentage you got in your last semester. That can also work. Okay, are we clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, next is, once we have mentioned about our basic qualifications, we are going to mention about the courses or workshops we have attended and done. Okay, any other extracurricular skills we have got. So, we are going to mention about our legal skills and courses. Let me see if I have. So, this is like this is one sample of a CV. So over here you can mention that they have mentioned about the content developer skills, what are their skills: research, analysis, critical thinking, time management, problem solving, and all. So once you have mentioned your basic education qualification, mention about the extra certifications you have got. You can use the word extra certification and mention your details, or you can use the words like certifications and participations. You can use it this way and mention about your skills over there. Like for example, attended a workshop on how to start with legal drafting, or attended a 2-day live workshop on how to draft an NDA. Or you can mention did completed a course on contract drafting from LeDroit India. Also mention the institute name from where you are doing these courses. Okay, that's optional, but you can mention the name of the institutes as well. Now, next is, again, never mention too many courses or too many webinars or too many workshops. The reason is that if someone sees that you have done, let's say, 10-20 courses or 10-20 webinars altogether, don't mention everything on your CV, because it can go against you. The employer is going to ask you questions about all these things. If you are mentioning anything fake in your CV, it will go against you. They can cross question you to check whether you have actually attended it or not. So, whatever you are mentioning, if you have done a course long back and now you're not aware of that knowledge, make sure that before appearing for the interview, you are doing a quick revision of that knowledge. So, if any question pops up, you'll be able to answer the same. Okay, so whatever you are mentioning, make sure that you'll be able to answer it. If I'm mentioning contract drafting, the questions will revolve around contract drafting, and I should be ready with the same. Like how many contracts I've drafted, whether I've got any practical experience in drafting a contract. If I'm saying that yes, I've got experience of like I have learned about drafting a service agreement, they can ask me. Or let's say if I've learned about drafting an NDA, they can ask me questions revolving around NDA. So make sure with your words, like what you are mentioning. If I'm saying that I have got experience of drafting an NDA, they'll ask me the basic questions, like what is NDA, how many type of NDAs are there. And they can also ask me how many parties will be there, whether NDA can be perpetual or not. So all the technical questions will revolve around certifications mainly. So if you are mentioning courses, majorly your interview will be focused on the courses skills only. Like what are the skills you have learned? They are going to ask you questions on that as well. Okay, you did this course. What are the skills you learned in this course? How many agreements you learn to draft, what are the things, how the course was actually. So they can ask you these questions as well. Or if you are mentioning about a webinar or workshop, whether it was live, whether it was self-paced, so these questions also matter. Because when you are saying live, it means that you were actually attentive, you actually paid, you know, and you paid interest in that, you were actually active participant in learning. So these things matter as well. um Next is, like, if you are mentioning about the self-paced course, then also it will be helpful. You can mention that it was difficult for you to manage time along with your college. That's why, in order to develop your skills, you opted for a certain self-paced course, so that you can develop your skills in your free time. So you can cover it up in this manner. Okay, now once the courses are done, next is your experiences, internship experiences. So, first, if you are a fresher, of course, you're going to mention about internship. How you're going to do so? Whenever I'm mentioning an internship, I also have to mention what type of work I have done over there. Don't just mention that. Did in did 6 months internship under advocate XYZ. Don't mention it in this manner. If I'm mentioning an internship, mention properly what was the duration of your internship along with the dates. So let's say if I started in May, if I started in 1st May 2025, and my last date of internship was 31st May 2025, I have to mention that duration as well. If I'm currently doing that internship, I'll mention the word present over there. Okay. um just give me a second. Okay, so once you have given explanation of your internship and what work you have done, then you can, if you are someone who is mentioning about your litigation experience, then mention for how long you have been practicing and which sector you have been practicing, like whether you have worked under an advocate or if you have worked independently, what are the matters you have handled over there. Mention all these details as well. Then the next thing you can mention is your co-curricular activities, whether you have participated in any other event, any other competition or not. And lastly, mention about your skills. So your skills will be about your like any other skills you have, personal skills. For example, hardworking and quick learner with continuous assessment and improvement. You can mention these details. And you can also mention about your knowledge of key IT skills and other things. So make sure that you're mentioning this. And if you're someone who has, like, you know, little bit of litigation experience and internship, mention your internship experience as well, to showcase that you have got different type of experiences as well. Are we clear with what are the things you need to mention on your CV?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So, I've already discussed these points with regard to your contact details. What are the things we need to mention in our CV? Then we have also discussed about education, how we are going to mention it. Then let's see. We have also discussed about the skills and work internship experience. So this is again, like you can see in skills, mention only what you really know. Don't mention any other skill which you are not aware of. Don't fake it. Never fake it. Legal skills, drafting legal research, case analysis, work skills, MS Excel, MS PowerPoint. So you are not required to be professional in these skills, but the basic you should be aware of it. Okay, nowadays people also use skills like using Canva or doing coding and other things as well. Work internship experience, you can also mention about your uh, like internship as well as your work experience, whatever little experience you have got. And when you're going for the first job and you have, let's say, done three internships, and altogether by combining the tenure, it comes that you have nearly worked around for 6 to 7 months. You can use that internship experience as your proper experience when you're applying for any job role. Okay, so you can use those experiences in this manner. Now, again, the reason courses can help you out or workshops can help you out is they can fill in the gaps. You are just not talking about your college and your degree, you are also talking about your extra things you have done. Okay, now let's see how you have to apply for positions. Can I move ahead? Do you guys have any doubts so far? Can I move ahead with the how to apply for these opportunities on different portals? Okay. All right. So, how you have to apply for it? Now, there's a trick to it. When you're applying for opportunities on Naukri and all, now you know that that's a tool. So that is majorly a machine. That's not a person, that's a machine. You have to trick out the machine in order to show your CV. Some people go for the premium packages. You can do it without going for premium package. Like their role is to sell you out. So, but you can also find a way to it. How you can do it? That's a machine. You can use certain keywords. Now, even Google, Google shows you things based on SEO. So that's the way of tricking Google to show that your article is the best. That's how it shows that's how it shows things in the top results. Even Google is a machine, so that's everything is AI. So they are, let's say that we humans have the capability to interpret things, to analyze a certain situation, but a machine will only learn things which I am telling it, correct? Now, if you are afraid that AI can take over you, a machine can never take over you, because that is only replicating or doing things which you have clearly mentioned it to do so, correct? Chat GPT also provides you the data that has been provided to Chat GPT. If you are going to research, like ask Chat GPT to give today's news, it won't be able to do so, because that incident has happened recently, and Chat GPT also needs to be updated, correct? So when we are using any application for for applying for jobs and all, we have to trick it. How we can trick it? By using keywords. Now, let's say that if I'm applying for an opportunity related to contract analyst, okay, now when I'm hearing the word contract analyst, what comes into mind? That the skills this job will be demanding will be revolving around contract. So what can be those skills? So this is the job description. The skills can be with regard to drafting a contract and vetting a contract. Basic contracts that are demanded in corporate sector are NDA, service agreement, master service agreement, IT agreements. These are the major agreement drafting that are demanded in corporate sector. If it's contract management, additional words can be used such as contract abstraction, contract review. All these terminologies can be used in the job description. So, if I'm seeing these words, like after today's session, do research on several opportunities, go through several job opportunities, and look into what are the skills they are actually demanding, so you can have an idea what are the core skills that every employer is demanding. And you'll notice that everyone is demanding common skills. It's just that they are rephrasing it differently, but they all are demanding common skills, that is your drafting or legal research. It's just that they are using different terminology such as vetting of a contract, or they are using they need experience in drafting different type of agreements. If it's an IT company, they'll demand drafting of IT agreements. If it's a normal business company or product company, they'll demand drafting of your major service agreements, commercial agreements. correct? If it's a real estate company, they are going to demand skills like how to do title search, how to draft a rent agreement, how to draft sale deed, all these skills, correct? So do certain research on what are the skills they are demanding, and based on that use those skills as your keywords. Okay, that will be your keywords. Now how you are going to do so? In your profile on Naukri, once you have created your profile, make sure that your profile is properly updated. So in your Naukri profile, it should look in this manner. This is how it will look to the this recruiter. Recruiters take special access to Naukri profiles where they can simply shortlist candidates. They don't go through all the thousands of CV, they simply shortlist. So what they are going to do, like every Google search, what we do when we need to search on Google, let me just know uh, how we do it. Let's say that if I want to look for any job opportunity, you are going to do it, you are going to search it on Google, right? The first step you're going to do so, search it on Google. What's the word you're going to use? Like you can use legal job opportunity for fresher, correct? These will be your words: legal job opportunity or legal internship for a fresher. You're going to use these words. Now if I'm a recruiter and I want to hire someone, how do you think I'm going to search in Naukri? So Naukri will be my Google over here. How do you think I'm going to search? I'm going to search fresher, fresher with knowledge in contract, or if the job role is related to contract management, I'm going to type the words contract management, correct? The simple words, I'm going to use the same. Now what Naukri is going to do, they are going to showcase the profiles that have used these terms a lot in their profile. That's why in your Naukri profile you get this option of keywords over here. So on your profile, just go and edit these keywords based on the job role you wish to apply for. So over here, if you are applying for the role of, let's say, in-house counsel, you can use words like drafting, legal research, commercial agreements, vetting of a contract, contract management, intellectual property rights. All these things you can mention in your keywords. Now again, don't use many keywords. You should, it's suggested that use around 8 to 10 keywords max. Don't use beyond it, because if I'm mentioning everything, there are chances that my profile is not being showcased because I've given too much information and now the tool is confused. Okay, so just give 10 keywords, not beyond that. And use those 10 keywords should be very much relevant to the job profile you're applying for. Okay, now what you have to do is, if you are not receiving calls or anything, you have to constantly open the application so that the application can notify the recruiter that you are currently active researcher, like you're actively searching for a job opportunity. If I'm currently looking out for an opportunity and I have a profile on Naukri, but I have opened that profile yet, it like it's been 2 months that I haven't opened or updated my Naukri profile. So there are chances that my profile is going to be very much back ended, like it will not be showcased. So in order to continuously showcase your profile or to bring it on top, make sure that you are active. So just do one thing, just open that application, scroll through it, apply for one or two opportunity, and then close it. You can simply do this even if you are not applying. Just open and scroll through it so that when the recruiter is searching, they can see it in this manner. So over here, this is a profile opened by a recruiter. This is how they'll get to know that you're currently looking out for an opportunity. It shows active in 1 day. Okay, so this means that you're currently looking out for an opportunity. They get to know about it. All right, all your actions are being tracked. So how you have to manage your profile, this is how your profile will be appearing to the recruiter. So make sure that you have mentioned all your details on a Naukri profile. You are also required to mention a brief description about you on your Naukri profile. So first thing, yeah, like your experience should be updated. If you have internship experience, mention that in your experience, don't mention it zero. Okay, then mention the location, whether you are willing to relocate or not, that will also be mentioned. Then currently what you're doing, currently doing internship, whatever experience you have, mention that. Then you can talk about your key skills over here, key skill sector, and may also know. So over here, may also know means your keywords which you have used earlier. Okay, so those things will be displayed. Now there's another option on your Naukri profile to create a video application. So sorry, in order to impress the recruiter, you can now create a sample video about yourself, just introducing yourself, and upload it on your Naukri profile to create a good impression. That way you'll easily be shortlisted, because they don't have to contact you. They just directly visited your profile and got to know how you look like, how you communicate. They got to know whether you are a right candidate or not, so that makes it easier for them as well, and as well as for you. Clear? Because by uploading that video, you have moreover convinced the recruiter that you are the right candidate. Now you just have to convince them more by creating an impression that you are the right fit for this job and you know the skills. Clear? So this is how the major key trick is using the correct keywords. Do this research, go through several job opportunities, look for the skills they are demanding, and use those words as your keywords and mention that in your Naukri profile. Same as with your LinkedIn. LinkedIn also works on your keywords. In your LinkedIn description, your bio, over there as well, mention these keywords. Are we clear so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's all about how you apply for job opportunities and how, what type of questions you can expect and such things. We, in order to apply for any job, the other way you can like look for opportunity is through LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, there are several posts with regard to job opportunities. Even in our LeDroit platform, we share constantly about internship opportunities and job opportunities. And for the people who are freshers and looking for internship opportunity currently and are not getting any internship anywhere, you can also work under LeDroit as an intern. We provide 1 month internship. You can get that experience from us. In our internship, we majorly train you on how to do legal research, how to draft a legal article. We properly train you through it, how to write an article, and your articles will also be published on LeDroit's website. So you can use that as well in your CV, that your article got published on LeDroit website on this particular date, and so you researched on this particular topic. So those type of skills also you can mention on your CV. We can help you in that manner. Apart from that, if you, yes, if you want to go for internship, we'll be sharing a mail ID. You can send your resume over there, or we'll try to share a form with you all. You can apply for internship over there by filling in your details in that form, and simply for the this month or maybe July, we can hire interns. For the month of June or July, we'll update you accordingly. Okay, that's the help we can offer you, so that you can get a little bit of experience how things work. You can get that first chance in order to showcase it to the other employers that you have got at least basic knowledge of how to do legal research. You have got basic experience of how things work. Okay, now if you want to develop your skills, we also offer several type of courses in corporate as well as in litigation, and the courses are very minimal. You can take a look into the same. Currently, we have an upcoming course on advanced legal drafting. That's a 2 months course where you'll be learning about drafting of legal notice, affidavit, civil suits, petition, real estate, bill applications, and writ petition, all those things. So that is starting from 5th June itself. If you want to go for contracts, we also have a course on contract drafting. That course will be conducted by me only, and that is starting from 28th June. If you want to go for contract management, we have a course on that as well. So there are many courses. You can just take a look on our website, or just drop a text to the group admins to know about the live courses, and we'll share the information with you. Now coming on to your question answers. If you guys have any questions, just drop them in the chat box. Let's interact and see what are your pain areas, what queries do you have, and how we can help you out. Any questions? Okay. All right. So, should I like consider that this workshop was helpful for you all? You got little bit knowledge out of it, and now you'll be able to apply for opportunities. You can unmute and ask if you have anything or anything to say. Let's interact now.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, hi Manvi, good evening.
So the basic question which I have is like after I'm going to graduate, so I will be applying as a fresher and I have a referral. So then also do I have to go through the interview rounds and all that?
Yes, Manvi. So even if you have referral, you have to go through interview round because that's their mandatory procedure. Without interview, they cannot hire you directly. You should be prepared about it.
Okay, okay. Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
so yeah. Sankeet, what question do you have with regard to law career? Like, what exactly you have doubt? Likita, your question is, as a final year student, how can I enter into corporate world right after graduation? Yes, so in yes, one more thing is that the reason I'm asking you to do several internships in your law college so that you are not confused about your career. A career is a very big decision. I know that you decided to go for law after doing several research. That time you were very young, like at the age of 18, 19, you decided to go for law. You prepared yourself for it, but you were not actually completely aware of how your career will look like. It you decided one stream, correct? Now once you entered law college, you got to know that again law is divided into litigation and corporate. Now how you have to select it. Internships will help you in analyzing which field is much more interested for you, where you are much more interested and can spend your whole life doing that particular work. It is very important. Some people just so sorry. Some people think that they are interested in litigation, and without doing any internship or anything, they just go for litigation. And after 2 to 3 years, once they decide, like once they see that they are not able to do it, they decide to switch to corporate. Now at this stage you have already spent 3 years. Had you already decided which career you want to go for, it would have been easier for you to create your career in corporate. But now if you have to switch it to another career, it will be a little bit difficult for you because your past experience will not be counted, because both the fields are completely different. Okay, that's why it is very important that you are very much clear about your career. I've seen so many people switching from litigation to corporate, but again, do your own due diligence so that you know what you actually want. If you seriously want litigation, there will be pain and hardship in the starting years. It's a very good field, but I'll strongly suggest it's for those who are coming from a very much good financial background, who don't have family responsibilities. It's very good for them. And if you're a first generation lawyer, if you have time, if you are good, uh, backed, like financially backed up, then it's good, go for it, give time to litigation. But if you are someone who is currently struggling with finances, I'll strongly suggest, like from my perspective, don't go for litigation. Currently focus on getting financially stable, then go for litigation, then you can plan for it. But initially, if you have responsibilities, focus on creating career in corporate sector. I'm talking very much practically because we all have responsibilities, correct? Someone Boys also have responsibilities. They have to think about their futures as well. Even girls have their responsibilities. So accordingly, think about your future, which area is much more interested for you, and then go for it, so that you don't face this problem after 2 to 3 years, that now what to do. You decided this career, now it's not good for you. Okay. um okay. Sanika, you said that they selected you for the internship, but they're charging fee for publication. That's a scam. That's not an internship. That's a scam. Don't fall for it. Don't do this internship. You can simply reject it by saying that I'm not going to pay for publication. Reason is that you are doing legal research that is going to be posted on their website. So eventually they are using your hard work to showcase on their website, and if they are asking you for the publication, they are exploiting you. never pay for a publication unless and until your article is getting published on this research platforms. Like for paper research paper publications, that's a separate thing. Over there you have to properly pay, because you'll be getting a ISSN number for your research paper. That's a different thing. But if it's an internship, they should be doing it for free without charging you any money. They should not be charging you for certificate as well. Never pay for it. Don't, these all are scams. Don't pay for certificate as well, because you are working for them. They are, first thing, they are taking free labor from you. Don't get exploited, please. Never pay for internship certificate, or never pay for getting your articles published. Okay. Um okay, if the recruiter are saying they are looking for same location, then what can I do? Most of the recruiters after the interview, they said this thing. So okay, Neha, there are chances, there can be two scenarios. One, that the recruiter is actually looking out for people who can relocate. So if that's the scenario, you can mention that you're willing to relocate. That's not an issue for you. Or they are kind of coming up with an excuse to say no. So you have to figure out. But if you are coming up with this question, simply say that you are willing to relocate. If actually that's the case, that you are comfortable relocating, mention that. Okay. Same for non-NLU students. Ma'am, I've also applied for, they are charging for certificates. It's, see, again, never pay for certificate or getting your articles published. Don't do that. And NLU or non-NLU, it doesn't matter. What matters is your skills. What matters is your confidence. That's all. You be you. You just work on yourself, and let's see, like, if you are being confident, if you are doing all the hard work, what can stop you? Yes, another thing, I know that applying for internships and jobs can be hurtful. That can, it can be a pain, that you have to apply at multiple areas. You have to constantly keep up the hope. It can get demotivating at times. You might can be, you might be feeling scared, you might be losing interest, or might be feeling underconfident. Don't do that. I had a manager who mentioned that before getting this opportunity as a legal manager, he had applied for 1,000 positions. Then he got this position. So can you imagine applying for 1,000 positions, 1,000 applications he made, and then he got that opportunity? So you can understand that you have to be consistent. You do not have to lose hope. In India, there's high demand, there's high supply of people. Even in law, when a new person is getting a degree along with you, you had, now you can understand that if you had a class strength of 100, similarly there are so many other people who are graduating along with you, and who are also applying for that particular position. So don't lose hope. Just work on yourself and keep on applying. One person will end up giving you a chance. Don't lose hope. Just use the correct methods. That was the main motive of this boot camp, to guide you better on how to apply for these positions. And I'm very sure that if you'll do the research on that keyword thing, if you'll just go and do your research on the job opportunities, you'll be able to come up with the right keywords and use the same on your profile, and be active on your profile. Create your profile very much nicely, mention all the details. For sure you're going to receive a call from the recruiter, you're going to receive attention from the recruiters. um Being active and posting content on LinkedIn helps to be hired. LinkedIn, I'll not say that be constantly active over there. Even if you're not constantly active over there, it's not an issue. Again, for me personally, sometimes I find LinkedIn very much depressing, because you see everyone is achieving this, everyone is doing that. There are chances that you might feel, I've seen certain posts of law students as well, that they feel behind, that everyone is achieving one thing or the other, and they feel that they are not doing anything. You, even a small step if you are taking now, you're doing a lot. So take, even if it's 0.05% you are taking effort in developing yourself, you are doing a lot. So don't feel lag behind, just focus on your skills. And it's not actually important that how many followers you have on LinkedIn or on Instagram. What matters is that you're working on yourself. Okay. from where I get the details of the drafting courses. Okay, so we'll do one thing. We'll share the details of the courses as well. We'll share the details of the internship as well. You guys can fill the details up, and then if you have any doubt, you can drop a text to the group admins. We can also connect on call and we can resolve the same. Okay, do diploma on IPR helps with corporate? Yes, it does help. So you can go for diploma or certificate courses, that helps. In fact, the intellectual property right course which we have in LeDroit is a practical one. We train you on how to file for trademark, how to file for copyright, how to file for patent. Proper step by step procedure is explained to you on how to file for intellectual property rights. And we have a live course upcoming starting from 25th June on intellectual property rights only. Now, the thing about LeDroit courses is that the duration of our courses is very short. It's between 10 to 15 days. If you're going for a bigger course, the maximum duration will be 2 months. The reason we keep it short is to keep you engaged, to keep your mind active, because unnecessarily if I'm talking about certain things, you might lose up your interest, you might not focus on the key skills which you are actually learning, right? You'll skip out on things. That's why we keep the duration short and precise, making sure that you're learning everything during that time and you're completely attentive. That's our main motive. Interest in land laws and IPR. Yes, you can. Another suggestion, keep two careers in hand. Like if I'm planning to create my career in litigation, I'll suggest side by side work on your contract drafting skills as well. You never know when you get a client who wants you to draft a contract or when you want to switch your career to corporate. So instead of digging, बोलते हैं ना प्यास लगने पे कुआं खोदना, तो तब तक आप करोगे लेट हो गया है. सो इट्स बेटर दैट यू प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ बिफोर हैंड. नाउ इफ आई वांट टू स्विच माय करियर, और अगर मैंने पहले से वो स्किल की हुई है, इट विल बी easier फॉर मी टू डायरेक्टली अप्लाई फॉर दैट पोजीशन इंस्टेड ऑफ digging a hole right now because I'm thirsty, right? So it's better साइड बाय साइड आप दो करियर या दो एरियाज में प्रैक्टिस कर लो, ताकि एक आपका फोकस एरिया हो और दूसरा आपका बैकअप एरिया हो. Got it? So you have both the plans in hand right now. Thank you, Neha, for saying that our courses really help. We actually receive that a lot, and we make sure that it actually helps you. That's our main motive. So, international. We currently have a course on international contract drafting. Okay. Do internships help me to be landed in law firms like Ketan and Co? See, again, it all depends on like which if they have an opening with them, and if your skills and internship experience are matching, then it will surely help. If you have any particular law firm in mind, the good way of entering is like let's say that if I want to work with Ketan and Co, and I'm currently in first year or second year, how I can do that? First thing is I can try to get an internship in that law firm. And if I'm currently at a job level, like if I've already completed my 5 years, then what I can do is I can reach out to the people who are currently working with that firm and ask them to refer me over there for that position. So this way I can connect with them over LinkedIn. I can see what are the skills they have, what are the areas they are working on. I can also try to connect with them personally to create a good connection, and then I can ask them to refer me. Don't directly ask them to refer you, but try to make a good connection, know like how the work culture at that firm is, what are the skills they are demanding, and then you can, slightly slide in that you want to apply for a position, you saw an opportunity, and are there chances that they can refer you for that opportunity. Okay, all right. So I believe I've answered all your questions. I really hope that this workshop was helpful for you all, and we'll be sharing details in WhatsApp group as well. If you have any confusion, you can reach out to us. I'll also be dropping a number. We'll be sharing a short feedback form or a Google review link. Make sure that if you like this workshop, if this was really beneficial for you, make sure that you just give us, 5-star rating or give a review about the same on the same. By that will be your way of saying thank you. That's all we ask for. So thank you so much for attending. I really believe that I was helpful for you. I was able to guide you in any manner, and with this It will actually help you in your future. All the best for your future. I really wish you guys get whatever, wherever you want to get placed, wherever you wish to apply for opportunities, you get those positions. All the best for your future endeavors. Thank you, everyone.